Recently, I came across a passage written by a New York Times journalist, Katrin Bennhold, and one particular statistic stayed with me. According to some projections, China's population could be reduced by half by the end of this century. Just a few years ago, China was the most populous country in the world. And this is not only about China. Declining birth rates have been discussed for a long time in countries like Japan, Germany, and Italy, but now the same trend can be seen in the United States, India, and many parts of Latin America as well. So the question is, what does it mean when humanity itself begins to shrink? If there are fewer people, will environmental pressure naturally decrease? Will climate change become easier to solve? And if artificial intelligence replaces human jobs, will a smaller workforce reduce the disruption? Katrin Bennhold raises these questions and introduces the work of her colleague Amanda Taub, who writes a newsletter called The Interpreter. Her assessment is calm, clear, and rather sobering. What Amanda Taub explains is that the idea, fewer people means fewer problems, sounds logical at first, but does not hold up when examined carefully. Let's start with climate change. Even if birth rates fall sharply, it takes a very long time for the total population to actually decline. Human populations change slowly, over decades or even centuries. Climate change, however, does not wait. The emissions produced today will affect the Earth's atmosphere for many decades to come. Research suggests that even if the global population were to decline by several billion people by the year 2020, the difference in peak global temperatures would be less than 1/10 of a degree Celsius. One researcher described population as a very large ship that takes a long time to change direction. By the time population decline has a measurable effect, climate change will already be well underway. Now let's look at artificial intelligence and work. Some people hope that as human labor declines, robots and AI will simply fill the gap. But in reality, aging populations and shrinking workforces are already affecting many countries today. The level of automation needed to fully compensate for this decline is unlikely to arrive quickly enough. And while most economists do not believe that AI will replace all human jobs, even partial job displacement can lead to significant social and political disruption. A smaller population does not automatically mean smaller problems. What becomes clear is this: population decline is not a solution to climate change, and it is not a magic buffer against the disruption caused by AI. There is no single, elegant answer. What remains is the slow, careful work of adjustment, policy, and continued thinking. This video is not meant to offer a final conclusion. It is shared as a context note, a way to observe global changes and to think about them over time.